Hey everyone, I'm Josh.
I'm T. We're the kids and these are the puppies!
And welcome to J&T's Journey. Hey everyone, I'm Josh.
I'm T. And we're the kids!
And the dogs are in the back too. And welcome to J&T's Journey. On this part of our coastal adventure, we're heading up the east coast and we've found ourselves in Coffs Harbour. We're actually staying on a property called Reg's Place at Red Rock, and that is a lovely property. There's an old airstrip there, it's an old fish farm, and the amount of wildlife that has flocked to the area, black cockatoos, birds, kangaroos, it's a pretty special place. We'll throw some photos up. T's been going nuts with the camera, getting lots and lots of photos of everything that's around. We headed into Coffs to go to the Big Banana yesterday. That was a family day for us, so we'll flash up some photos of that at the end, and you can see some of the stuff that the kids got up to there. Today we've come into Coffs for our second day in the area, and it's hot. Like it's currently 32 degrees outside. It's forecast to get as hot as 36. So I think today we're going to be doing a lot of driving around and a limited time outside of Rubi, our Jeep Gladiator. And when we aren't driving around, we're going to try and do things quickly. Though I suspect we may end up dropping down onto the beach for the later half of the day. The back beach at Woolgoolga is four-wheel drive friendly, and in Port Mac you don't need a beach permit, which is great because we've
saved you a bit of coin.
Spent so much on beach permits already, not having to spend money on another beach permit to go for a little drive on the beach. So we will probably end up on that beach for a late lunch and maybe a little bit of a paddle in the shallows. We'll see what the water's looking like. Obviously, T got hit by a blue bottle a few days ago, and that is healing, but we really don't want a repeat of that. So
definitely not.
Yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see if there's any signs of blue bottles in the surf. Then we might just sit down and enjoy the ocean breeze. So come along with us, and we will show you around our little exploring of Coffs Harbour. So we decided to come up to the Sealy Lookout and the Forest Sky Pier as it's dog friendly. Just be aware, if you do come up here and you want to have something at the cafe seating area itself is no dogs, or at least the main one next to the cafe. There is another area that we'll check out in a second and see if dogs are allowed there. But they call this the Forest Sky Pier, and once you start walking out onto it, you can really see why. This is pretty cool. I don't think I've ever quite seen a lookout like this before. Well, we're heading out from the lookout in Coffs now, and it just keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be doing too much more in Coffs today. It's just too hot. We've kind of decided as a family that we're going to head across to Woolgoolga, which is not too far from where we're staying at Red Rock, and we're going to go hit the beach because it's just too hot. I mean, there are lots of things to do in Coffs, don't get me wrong, but with a forecast maximum of 36 degrees today, it's just not working out to do touristy stuff. So,
and the dogs do put a dampener on things. We love them, but we cannot go to a lot of places due to having the dogs.
Yeah, look, and that's another thing, right? If you are traveling with dogs, you do need to pre-plan some of this in advance, and our mistake, we should have probably pre-planned our stay here in Coffs a little bit better, and in hindsight we probably should have put the dogs into the kennel overnight last night as opposed to just for the day. But I mean, look, that's just the way these things work out sometimes. Lesson learned for next time. That said, we're going to go to the beach and we will have some fun on the beach, cool down, and then hopefully by the time we get back to camp it will have cooled off for the rest of the day. So we've run a few errands, we headed back to camp, kids got their swimmers and a few little bits and pieces, and we've just followed this, what looked like a really sketchy little four-wheel drive track. It's pretty narrow in places, and we've come out to the Woolgoolga back beach, which is four-wheel drive accessible, no permits required. It's about an hour after high tide, and there is miles of beach. There is tons of room, so we're going to air down and drive up to the top end. There are no blue bottles anywhere to be seen, so let's go for a burn on the beach and then go have a dip in the surf.
It's too hot.
It's too bloody hot to do anything else.
Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video. Don't forget to turn on all notifications so you don't miss out on any other videos. We've pulled up on the back beach here at Woolgoolga, and it's really stunning. There's a tiny little breath of wind, it's just enough to keep us cool. The water temperature is beautiful. The four-wheel drive section of the beach is not huge. We're pulled up right at the end of it here, at the northern end. The map suggests it goes further north, but it doesn't. So just be aware of that. There's probably only about 1 kilometre of beach here that you can drive. But what you can drive is quite firm. I went down a 15 pound. We probably didn't need to go that low. We probably could have done it on 20. The track in and out looks a little bit sketchy and it is a bit soft there, but I don't think you'd have a problem. You can see someone else has had a bit of fun here already earlier today, and they've done a few doughies in the sand. I mean, we're not really about that. But we've just made a decision. It's just about 5 o'clock, so we're going to set the Weber up and we're going to cook some dinner. So I thought I'd just show you quickly how we cook when we're on the road. Now, Ruby's on a bit of an angle here, but just a few little pieces of advice. If you're going to do this, and we've got a few bits and pieces in here at the moment just because the kids wanted to bring their sandcastle stuff and we had to get water, so the back of this is a bit messy. But if you're going to do this, and you're going to do this on the beach, there's always going to be wind. And Weber's not going to work too well in the wind. So what you want to do is make sure that the vehicle is pointed into the wind if you're cooking on a tailgate like we do. Because if the vehicle is pointed into the wind, it's going to shield the Weber. Now, let's move that. We do have a bag of cutlery and stuff in here, which I'll get out in a minute. But basically all we do is we set the Weber up. We've got a drip tray here that needs cleaning, but it will do the job for today anyway. Put the drip tray underneath it. We'll maneuver the Weber around so we hook the gas up, and then we just start cooking. So pretty simple, keep it nice and easy, and yeah, we're gonna have dinner on the beach. We just keep this little bag in Rubi, our Jeep Gladiator, for exactly these kinds of occasions, so that if we find a spot where we want to pull up and have food, we can. This is relatively light. It's a little Wanderer picnic kit. Now, it comes with knives, forks, plates, spoons, and it does come with glasses. But the glasses are these wine glass things. So we think these are designed a bit more for adults as opposed to families. So just be aware of that. It doesn't come with any cooking implements. So if you're going to do this, make sure, and ours is back over here at the moment because I've left I forgot to put it back in the bag. Make sure you grab some cooking implements and throw it in this. We keep this separate to everything else so that it's always in here and ready for whenever we need it. So anyway, let's get cooking. You can't get him out of the water now, can you? So our son got dunked a couple of days ago and he got really upset. And the conditions were pretty rough, I got to be honest. And now, you just about can't get him out of the water. Alright, well, we're wrapped up with dinner and we went for a little bit more of a swim. The kids had a bit more fun bodyboarding in the surf. But we just noticed down the end of the beach, as the tide goes out, there's this little like rock pool island that looks like it joins up with the beach on a little sandbar. And there are people walking out towards it now. We can't get the vehicle the whole way down there. The driving zone on the beach ends before we get there. So what we're going to do is go for a drive down there and we'll park at the end of the bit where we're allowed to drive. And then we're going to go for a walk and see how far out the sandbar we can get. Slight change of plan. We checked the radar and unfortunately it looks like it's raining at camp at the moment. Not very heavily, but it does look like it's raining. And that's a problem for us because we left everything open. So he's hoping that it's only light drizzle, but if it's not light drizzle, we could be in for a bit of a disaster when we get back because the kids' beds could be wet and that would be a big problem. So we're just getting out of the four-wheel drive track from the beach right now. We'll air up and get on the road and hopefully we get back there before anything too serious happens to the kids' beds.
Little tip, just check the radar before you go anywhere.
We're just on the way back to the campsite now. We're all aired up. We're a little bit concerned about what we might find when we get there, but there are some things that you just can't change. In hindsight, we should have kept a closer eye on the weather, but after the heat this morning put a bit of damper on the day, once we started to actually relax, we sort of kind of lost track of everything. But it was really nice to have dinner on the beach, and we could have certainly stayed there until late tonight, but given that we're heading off to our next destination tomorrow, that probably wouldn't have been the best idea. The next time you see us, we'll probably be headed over to Stradbroke Island. We're heading up to Brisbane tomorrow, but we won't be doing any filming at Brisbane except for a review of where we're staying. The time in Brisbane is personal time, so we're going to keep that one to ourselves, but we are going to go hit Stradbroke Island while we're over there, so we will definitely do a video of that for you guys. So thanks everyone for watching. If you want to get updates, campsite reviews, product reviews, all that kind of stuff, please do remember, like, subscribe and share the channel. Make sure you get notifications of any updates coming forward. We do have some new product reviews coming through that we're pretty excited about. We're pretty adamant about only reviewing products that we would use, and we've had a few companies reach out to us recently who have said, hey, can you review our products? And they've said, we want you to review this, and we've just sort of gone, well, yeah, that's not really something we'd use, so no thanks. But we have had a couple of opportunities to look at a few things that we would definitely use, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm Josh.
I'm T. And we're the kids.
And the puppies are in the...
They're passed out.
They're somewhere. They're pretty tired from the beach. And we are J&T's Journey. Thanks for watching.
Hooray. Bye-bye. See ya.
And for those people who are still around, we just got back, and fortunately no rain, no damage. Everything's good. So
thank goodness.
see you on the next one.